Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to part 6, the finale of the Island Empire series. I'm so anyone watching, who's been watching from the beginning, I'm so glad you guys have like stuck around these 6 episodes. Honestly, I split them up specifically to make them short and easy to watch. So I'm glad to see that's happened. If any of you are here watching, so anyways, this was as you remember from the last episode, I had just invaded Japan, and now I was looking over down south to my next likely invasion attempt. So, because my army was completely watered down in Japan, like completely shattered right there, I had to now do the job of collecting it up. I mean, keep in mind, and also I disbanded units that like I didn't need, that were just all around the world for some reason. Like one was in Crete, that was for the Russian invasion, and then like, actually, yeah, no, I just lost, like, I just forgot about troops after the Russian invasion, I guess. And so I started once again mass mobilizing the Philippines. I mean, now that I think about it, I really milked the Philippines for their manpower, like, throughout this entire thing. But yes, so I start preparing for the new war, or the next second war with the Indonesians. This time started on my terms. And I started raising armies specifically on Papua New Guinea because I knew that was going to be the first line of contact, obviously. And I made sure that I had like stacked the border and everything. Now, of course, these Indonesians had been fighting Australia for a while now, so of course they were watered down. I made sure to also stack up on East Timor because I knew that was gonna get attacked. Next thing I did was I tried to recruit from Sri Lanka, but I kind of realized that like they were pretty much out of manpower, so I really couldn't get much, so I just used a little bit from there. Meanwhile, I looked at the south of Japan and I realized, oh wait, I'm pretty much done assimilating Japan, and like the peace deal was over. So what I did next was I started like increasing. I started recruiting again from the Philippines, right? Mass recruiting all over again, and I brought them all together in a different location, right? Not for the Indonesian invasion, and I take these guys and I move them down to. Oh wait, no, I don't invade Japan yet, but I basically like I turn East Timor into a fortress before I get into this war. So once it started, I set my motion attack in motion. I would hold East Timor against all attacks while simultaneously attacking in Papua New Guinea. Brazil and the US attacked me, but once I asked them for peace, uh, once I asked both countries for peace, they gave in pretty quick. I guess they didn't want the fight, right? Any more than I did. And so soon enough, I'd actually overrun the Indonesian side of New Guinea. And so I was able to just start, I was able to move troops aside for the attacking on their islands. Now, if you think about it, attacking Indonesia, like in just any sense, was basically just an island hopping campaign, and so that's what it eventually became. Meanwhile, I was out invading the island of Borneo too. I forgot to mention that. And I also, while I was at it, I annexed Brunei because I don't know, I just wanted to, right? Just do it all at once. I mean, why wait when I can just do it? Meanwhile, I started mass recruiting in the Philippines again because I wanted to I wanted to make this quick, right? I don't want to take my time. So right when I was invading Borneo, these guys pull up with a naval invasion behind me. Same strategy the Japanese used. The AI just loves doing this, but I moved troops back. This time though, I could not intercept it because my troops were 2 provinces ahead of that attack, and so I couldn't move back in time, so I wasn't able to do anything. And if you guys will notice, like I keep recruiting from provinces, like even though I'm actively invading, and that's partially because I can, like just because I can. I have that much money, but also because I want to like speed things up, and so the I continue these island attacks, yeah, and attacks on the various small islands as well. Making sure to not miss them. Meanwhile, I start amassing in Papua New Guinea too, and these guys. I mean, wait, no, okay, listen. I'm not sure exactly where they were sent. Okay, the ones in the Philippines were sent to the island like in the middle. I don't know what. Listen, in terms of Indonesia, I only know a couple islands. Like I know, okay, Borneo, um, Java, Sumatra. Yeah, that's it. That's and like okay, Bali is a place in Indonesia. I don't think it's its own island. I'm not sure. But yes, don't ask me why I randomly know like islands of both Japan and uh, like as you guys remember the last episode. But listen, it's just geography, okay? Anyways, I continue attacking the island of Borneo, but like these guys are like doing counterattacks, which somehow managed to slip through my lines, which like make this a little bit like longer. But meanwhile, I attack the island nearby, and as I'm continuing, I start sending these units, massing them, trying to mass these units right together, and I sent them to smaller islands again. I'm trying to like these are like multi-pronged attacks, really. And so then I finally break out of East Timor and like I start attacking um, the island of Java. Yeah, that's the main island of Java. Like not the island of Java, but like along that route. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, and soon enough I was able to clean up the resistance in Borneo as well, and also that island nearby Borneo. I still don't know its name, guys. I'm sorry. But after I like clear up the resistance, take it over. I immediately start invading the like a naval invasion of the island of Sumatra, and meanwhile these other guys I send them straight to towards the Indonesian capital. I just let them do their thing, and by this point Indonesia is just like completely like I don't know. They've been attacked so many times they just can't defend anymore. And like I just keep hitting them with naval invasions just for the fun of it. Like I listen, they're not even tactical anymore. Like I just hit them, like I invaded them like in what do you call at like the mid. How do I say this? Like a different angle for in Sumatra, but I didn't even need to do that. I just did it to make it go faster. But yeah, so I sent some troops to like go attack the islands behind Sumatra, or like the west of Sumatra, not behind, but the west. And meanwhile, I continued and slowly closed in on the capital, right? And eventually just like let it go on its own, because I knew this war was done. Singapore and Chile declared war on me. I don't care. Like they're not gonna keep to that. And soon the end of Indonesia came, finally, after that long, grueling war, which went really well, surprisingly. So finally, of course, I annexed the entire thing. No kidding, of course. And I also I organized the entire invasion force into Jakarta. I wanted to get everyone together for like the celebration party. Like everyone just gets there. They blast some. What do Cubans even listen to? Um, Wait, no, but I went to experts. Oh my goodness. Okay. Anyways, leave it behind. I don't know what Cubans music sounds like. I don't know. Probably listen to that stuff. Okay. Anyways, I finished my assimilation of Indonesia. That's well, yes, that's all I did. And I moved them back. I moved these guys like back to the Philippines. Now, meanwhile, I remember that like Japan is still there. So as soon as these like battle hardened, these guys like literally went through a war for all of Indonesia. As soon as they come back, they're just into a war with Japan like immediately. Now I sent an annexation ultimatum, and I didn't even put full troops because I wanted them to reject it just so I could conquer them for fun. Like I didn't even want I didn't even, like if they accepted the annexation, it's not fun. It's not interesting. Let's be real. Like invade Japan for the content, guys. That's the obvious casus belli for war, obviously. Best one out there, right? So I started invading Hokkaido, and this time, however, there was none of that incessant naval attacks. This time they just fell. They just collapsed. And so finally, I annexed Japan and put an end to their country. And of course, I moved down. To assimilate the provinces that I didn't need. Meanwhile, North Korea attacked me, but like I couldn't care less. Meanwhile, I just assimilated Japan and I moved these guys like my troops really, and of course it's not core, but whatever, right? So now I look around at my island empire, these hours of work, and I have my people arranged at Port Moresby. I move them over to New Zealand. Because like the army was okay. The army was strong. It probably could have just gone for the invasion right then and there, but I decided to just like strengthen it a bit more. Just to really, I don't know, like just to really secure the victory. So I organized everyone in Wellington, or the capital of New Zealand, right? Everyone got up, everyone got together, whole army in one place, which was actually kind of unique considering I'm a literal island empire. And I also started recruiting again, which this one was supposed to go to Tasmania, like the island below Australia. So, like, a secondary naval invasion. And so I declared war on Australia, and Tasmania was attacked immediately. I attacked Australia from the south. I decided to go from the south mainly because the capital was right here. I could just seize the capital and then move on from there, right? Because the rest of it is just outback. Let's be real. And I moved the guys from Tasmania who like didn't even take any casualties. I think they barely took any. I moved them to the north just so I can move this along faster. I probably could have moved them to like the western side of westernmost point of Australia, but like, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It still makes it faster. But yeah, the Australians tried a few counterattacks, but I mean, let's be real. I think I attacked them with like over 100,000 men. I don't think you're counterattacking this, guys. I'm just saying. But this invasion went on. I mean, listen, it's not an invasion. It's just a walk. It's just a walk. Like they're just walking through Australia. Like that's the real challenge here. It's not fighting any Australians. It's just like going through the desert. Like that's the real challenge of invading Australia in this game. It's a good thing that this game doesn't have stuff like attrition or like stuff like that. I mean, it does, but only if you're cut off. So yeah, that's there. But nah, you can just like walk through this and like somehow come out alive. Just like completely hydrated too. Like you're not thirsty whatsoever. These soldiers are just walking. So, anyways, the Australians, they kept attacking with like 5 people, I presume. I don't know how many people, like just 10, 100 people, just I don't know. But yes, the walk, I'm calling it a walk again. The walk through Australia continued all the way till the other side of the country, and soon enough we made it to the westernmost point in Australia. And so, just like that, the conquest of Australia was finished. Barely any casualties compared to like the total army, at least. And now came the most interesting one. I was done with practically everything that I ever needed to do at this point, right? Everything. But India, I had to fight India, which is the second most strongest country in the world, by the way. I had to fight them over one set or one chain of islands, the Nicobar and Andaman Islands, okay? I had to fight them over that one set of islands because they have it, right? So, I mean, listen, guys, I'm gonna tell you this, okay? It may seem like a quick operation, but you'll just see what ended up happening, okay? You guys will see this. You guys this I still like it boggles my mind, okay? So I started mass recruiting in New Zealand, right? And once I mean, look, I think I go through like 3 rounds of mass recruiting, okay? Like I have so much money at this point, I can just like create the biggest army ever and like it wouldn't even phase me. So I start sending these guys over, right? All these guys. I put them all in Wellington, and it's a massive force. But I still keep recruiting, mind you, right? It's a massive force. So I'm recruited this 147,000 troops. Meanwhile, 5,000 are for the attack on the actual islands because I know it's like the main attack, right? The 140,000 people are attacking mainland India for distraction. So the war begins, right? I start off confidently. I'm like, okay, let's go. We're gonna do great. Okay, I attack and then I advance, and then India brings 2 units with 71,000 each, and I'm like, holy shit's about to get real. I take the Nicobar and Andaman Islands, and my army gets slaughtered. My army gets instantly slaughtered, but I got the islands. So, ladies and gentlemen, I take that as an absolute win. We lost, we lost like 140,000 people over one chain of islands, guys. That's how that my friends concludes the World Islands series. All islands is Cuba. Thank you for the challenge. I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.